Tips for young DJs would be patience, probably. Play the long game, don't rush into anything, and don't feel like you're having to do everything all at once. A bit of a veteran now in this scene, I guess, having touring for kind of nearly 20 years, I would say that patience is the key, you know, and have a kind of, it's not always easy because sometimes people pop off really, really quickly and things happen overnight, it almost seems. But just try and ride that wave consistently rather than too many spikes, because, you know, gradually walking up a hill is a lot more successful than, you know, jumping straight to the top and then falling back down the other side. You know? But they say, don't they, that anything that's an overnight success probably isn't an overnight success. It's been building up to that point, you know. But yeah, you've just got to be patient, which is hard because it feels like, especially with social media and people's attention spans, that everything is so reactive. Of if you don't catch people in 3-4 seconds, they're gone, you know. But yeah, I think overall patience is key with this, you know, this industry.
I want y'all to think about something for a second. DJing is truly an act from God, right? We take our two hands and our imagination and we shift the vibe in the room. We create energy, and we're also making memories memorable for all the attenders in the party. That's something that should be held sacred. DJing is an act of selflessness. It's not always about how we feel, even though we have preferences, but it's about the people. So understand this: doctors heal the body, therapists heal the mind, but the DJ heals the spirit. And it's not about clout, it's about calling. And when God calls you to help people heal through sound, that's sacred. Don't take for granted. Peace.
Creatives, you should stop making content. In fact, you should stop making art for your peers, that is. They're not your assignment, and they're not your audience. You should make art for the people who love your art.
You ain't ready to put 5 years of grind into anything without making a quarter.
Right.
Don't even start. Sometimes it takes that long to get over the hump. They're not ready.
I think a lot of people go through this thing where if they share information, they're going to lose their business. They're going to lose their edge. Two things are true in this world. One, there's only one you, and nobody can do what you do, even if they try to copy you one for one. It's never the same. And then two, most people that you give information to won't actually take you up on your information. I could tell people right now how to start a business from scratch, all the pitfalls and all the things you should and you shouldn't do. And you know what? 2% will actually take my advice and use it. The rest of them either know better than me or are too lazy to make it happen.
Before it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know? Right. But DJing is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm DJ Mikey Mike. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the Hitman D-Dub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up.
I like it.
Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the CUEITUP DJ podcast with me, the Hitman D-Dub, and I have no idea where my co-host is, DJ Mikey Mike. He might pop in before our 2 hours is up. But tonight we have a new DJ friend, and he goes by the name DJ Chase Martin out of Iowa. I'd like to welcome him to our show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
So our podcast is a place for all DJs of no matter what your skill level is to come to connect, learn, and grow. From pro tips to real talk, we're here to support and celebrate the DJ community. So last week, we put together our CUEITUP playlist for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
And so you'll be able to check that out. I've been busy, so I haven't actually linked those to our Facebook group page. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group page, you'll be able to see our playlist. So on the show, we came up with almost 60 songs. And so since our songs were kind of like they all weren't the same, I just broke them up into different playlists. So we have our dinner playlist with What a Wonderful World, You Are the Best Thing, All of Me, Perfect, 1,000 Years, My Heart Will Go On, Testify to Love, God Only Knows, Butterfly Kisses, My Best Friend, and Let It Go. And then we have our slow dance playlist. I'm not going to read each one. I'll just stroll it up so you can see. Then we have our classic love songs. And these are the ones that we play most often at our weddings. Then we had our R&B love songs. And then we ended it with our fun Valentine songs, like from Beyonce, Bruno Mars. It seemed like those are more of our current pop singers. So tonight, it's all about building the DJ brand. And so that's why I have DJ Chase on the show. Because over the last few weeks, I've been talking about how I've been trying to rebrand myself and all the changes I made. And I don't like watch YouTube or gig vlogs or all that. I usually have it on while I'm doing work. So while I was doing work, I came across DJ Chase's video. And I kind of like had to stop to listen to what he was saying, because some of the things that I was trying to figure out, it seemed like he already had it figured out, and he was trying to go to the next level. So I invited him to be on the show so I can pick his brains. And I'm happy that he accepted. I wasn't sure if he's going to accept. He's like, who is this guy asking me to be on his show? I don't even know him like that. But thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, of course.
Yep. So you can introduce, I know Dan, because Dan is in the chat. So Dan is in the chat.
Shout out Dan.
Yep. And Cool Thing is in the chat. I'm trying to make sure that my co-host is not in the chat doing one of those LeBron James kind of things. He should be up there playing in the All-Star game, but he's all suited up on the sidelines. But yeah, I don't see him yet. But can you tell us your DJ journey and how you became DJ Chase Martin that you are today?
Yeah. So I got started in business because my dad was a DJ. Started a company in St. Louis where I grew up when I was young. So when I was growing up, I kind of saw him building said business. Eventually, after him and my mom divorced, though, the business kind of died. And by the time I got to high school, it really wasn't in existence anymore. And I didn't really see DJing as something that could be pursued as a full-time career at that point. Just like a side gig to make some extra money, I guess. And so after that, I graduated high school, moved to Iowa to go to Iowa State University. I brought a system that my father loaned me to kind of do some house parties, sorority parties at that point. And I think after a couple of years of just doing some things, I was really starting to fall in love with it. I don't know if I've ever really spent a whole lot of time practicing. Younger, I kind of saw dad do his thing, and I was like, okay, I fill in what I need to. But yeah, I really started to fall in love with the practice in college, and I heard that weddings kind of paid a little bit more money and wanted to start trying to get into weddings. And so I signed up for a wedding show January 2019, and we kind of took off from there. Yeah.
Okay. So when did you start? Like what year? If it was 2019, you got into the weddings.
2019, yeah. January 2019 is when I started DJing professionally.
Okay.
But I would say I've been probably DJing for 10 years before that, because I started in middle school doing some random stuff for my dad, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So what did you start on? Was it like
What did I start
controllers
on?
or records or CDJs?
Oh, definitely. It was like a Pioneer DDJ 1000, I think is what they called it. So yeah, and then yeah, DJing on the facade, a couple of speakers on a tripod, call it good.
Okay. And then Dan had asked, what did your dad mix on?
The same thing. I remember us owning a bunch of like those small little SB3s from Pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
So like super tiny beginner $350 controllers. And we had a bunch of those for a while. When I was young, he used to DJ on CDJs quite a bit. I remember lugging big mixers and then two CDJs to try to do private events. But then eventually we switched to the controllers when I got to high school. So I saw a bunch of SB3s and of course the DDJ 1000 Pioneer thing that I was using for sure.
Okay. Cause now you have your like a multi-op, or you have a group that you have. So how did that all come about?
Yeah, eventually 2019 through 2021, I was just kind of figuring out if I wanted to be a solo guy or if I wanted to, train different DJs and, build a team. I kind of decided in 2021 that I wanted a team because I felt like there was a lower ceiling. I can only go so far as a solo op in my career. So I just was like, I'll train some guys too. And I met one guy at this place I used to DJ at called Paws and Pints. He was a bartender there. We kind of hit it off. He was super interested in the craft too. So I was like, hey, if you want to learn, I'll show up to your house tomorrow morning. And we start the process of training you to do this as well. And then kind of just went from there. So, start with Brad, and then James came along and a couple more people. And now, yeah, there's probably a team of 7 guys at the moment doing some decent work for sure.
Okay. So are they all beginners, or it's a mixed group of
It's
skills?
a mix. It's a mix. I got a guy named Ryan, has about 10 years of experience, kind of poached on from a different DJ company in the area. Like 2 other guys that's been with me for 3 years now. I kind of see them as vets, even though they don't have a whole lot of time, but they're pretty good. They're really good at what they do. And then I got 2 newer guys that, just learned how to DJ last year and trying to keep up, but they're also keeping up well for sure.
Okay, because I know the big videos lately, like with Dan, because I got next week I'm gonna talk to him about how he got into DJing, because it almost sounds like you all were the same. But the big video that I saw of his was the Vendors Let Loose videos.
Vendor Let Loose. Yeah.
So how did all that come where you do your own vendor kind of party?
Yeah, in 2020, trying to build the business through COVID, we were just trying to get creative on how we can get in front of different vendors and impress them and show them that we're good at what we do, so that we can try to get more referrals and leads to be able to prove to Central Iowa that we do this and do it well. And so I came up with the idea. I had a really good relationship with a lady named Catherine. She runs a wedding venue in downtown Des Moines called Bash. And I was like, maybe we can just throw this vendor let loose. Maybe I can get some people in here so that you can get some traction in here and get people wanting and talking about Bash. We can get some food because she caters, so we can buy some food so that we can entertain people. I'll hire a videographer so that we can kind of start this content creation thing and get things moving. And then the kicker for that event was I wanted to hire a comedian to try to just have have a variety of entertainment that I could provide for the people that was coming to the event. So that was the first one in 2021, and it went well. There was a huge snowstorm that day, so there was only about 10 people that was there outside of me and the team. But it was good, and then we kind of just decided, yeah, we just gonna do this every year and see what happens. And so yeah, it's turned into something pretty decent. And I think you could probably get bigger too, because I feel like there's 60% of vendors in the area that don't know or haven't ever heard of it. So we still got some work to do on that for sure.
And then, because I saw your company name, it was like, I'm not going to screw
Yeah,
it up.
JM3 DJs. No, I got you. JM3 DJs. It's like an acronym.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out what are these, because I was like, Chase starts with a C. M,
Yep.
I guess that M means Martin. I was like trying to figure out what the other stuff meant.
Yeah, it's my dad's initials, Jesse Martin III, JM3 DJs. And so when I decided to do weddings up here, I was like, instead of starting my own thing, I would kind of just expand, the JM3 DJs brand into Iowa, and then we'll kind of just be this big Midwest DJ company instead of being in one specific area, for sure.
Okay. So was it easy for you to branch out on your own to find your own lane, or did you like inherit what your father had to build upon?
I inherited nothing. Like I said, after the divorce, when I was 11, the business kind of died down. So when I got to high school, it was pretty much just, I mean, the name was still there, but we wasn't really doing a whole lot of work. Dad went back into, being a cop for full time. So, the business died. So there was no momentum. There was no momentum when it came for me to start the DJ business in Iowa 2019. So I kind of had to just restart and just pick it up from the ground, see where it goes.
Okay. So okay, let's go back to the poll. So with the poll, if those that haven't noticed it at the top, let me put it up for you all. Since we're talking about DJ branding, so brand reality check poll. So where is your DJ brand right at this moment? From a scale between 1 and 10, where 1 is starting off and then 10 is means that you're established. So there's some people that already had put something in the poll. We have 25% saying that they're new beginners, so they rank themselves between 1 and 2. 25% said that they're 5 to 6, and that's where I had put myself initially.
Yeah.
And then 50% said that they're strong and authoritative. So that's 7 to 10. Right. They rate themselves 7 to 10. But there's like some in-between stuff. Let me see. Put that here so we can see ourselves. So let me the breakdown. Because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, there's 7 levels to it. So, but YouTube only lets me do 4, so I had to like merge it together.
Yeah.
But a hobby, that's where I had started not too long ago, up until 2014, because I was just pretty much a bedroom DJ kind of stuff. I wasn't trying to do it seriously.
Yeah.
And then if you rank yourself 3 to 4, that means you're emerging. So you're starting to get an identity, but the gigs are inconsistent. Because that's where I see a lot of my friends are. You might see them on Twitch or Facebook Live, or until they get that copyright strike and they just shut it down. Then A lot of them live there. And then you have another group that's 5 to 6 that's like in the middle of building. And so that's where I see myself, where you're starting to get a name or recognition, but you don't have an identity. It's still not clear. Because again, my DJ journey was, I didn't grow up saying I was going to be a DJ. I kind of like bagged into it by me being a music teacher, by me always playing the music. I was doing DJ-like stuff, but I wouldn't call myself a DJ. And so that's where I kind of like got into it. And when I started doing my websites and stuff, that's why when you looked at my website seems to be, or my social seems to be all over the place, because there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I try to be slick and try to just keep the same, and then morph it into DJing. But I'm seeing that that's confusing people that don't know who I am. So that's why it's almost like I got to do, what you call that? I don't want to, it's not deleting, where you have to go through you scrub your socials. So you only leave the stuff that that you want up there that shows you who you are as a brand. You kind of like either delete it, or with Instagram, you can archive it. So I'm going to archive it. I forget. It's like, not overhaul. It's a name similar to like money. When you have all this debt and you're trying to consolidate, or something like that. Basically trying to just redo my image socially, because it's like you gotta look the part, until at least so they can find you and know that you're who you say you are.
Absolutely.
So where would you say how would you rank yourself between 1 and 10?
I'm probably giving myself a strong 8. Yes.
Okay. So how did you get, because you said business was kind of slow at first when you first got like in high school. Then how did you get from just doing high school stuff and dorm stuff to doing what you're doing now?
Yeah, so I went to college, moved to a new place in 2016, was doing some random stuff, high school stuff, sorority stuff, until 2019, and I started doing weddings. And so the strategy with the weddings things was, for the first 2 years, we kind of just took whatever we could get. It didn't matter if it came from a wedding show, wedding wire, any other third party like listing sites that can give us something. Because the thought process was, we just need to get in to be able to show our talents. And then from there, hopefully we can start building relationships to be able to, be able to do bigger weddings, charge more, other things. And so it was just a grind, honestly. First year we did about 6 weddings in 2019. 2020 we did 18 weddings, so it's supposed to be 25, but of course COVID made us have to postpone some. And then 2021, I think we did 40 weddings in 2021. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, for those first 3 years, the mentality was, we're just taking whatever we can get from anybody, because obviously we have I don't know, I shouldn't say obviously, but now we have an ideal client that we like to work with, a client that just likes to have a good time, likes to hear hip hop at their different weddings and stuff. But of course, we couldn't really be that particular about our clients in the early days because we had no reputation. So the goal was to build the reputation up first, show that we did a good job, no matter if the wedding was a country wedding, old school rock and roll. And just do a good job and try to see if that will help us get some momentum. And it definitely did help, for sure.
It sounds like you being extremely modest. You're talking about you're an 8. According to Dan, he says, definitely a strong brand. I asked ChatGPT wedding DJs in Iowa, and JM3 was the first that popped up. So it sounds like you should be a 10.
Hey, we doing things. I give myself an 8 because now we're trying to evolve our business out of Des Moines and, try to regain a reputation in St. Louis and maybe even tap into other markets in the Midwest, like Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas City, Missouri, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. And since we don't have any reputation there like we want. That's why I'm kind of like, I won't give myself a 10. I would say it's a 10 in Iowa, but anywhere else it's a 0, so it's gonna average out to bring me to an 8 for sure.
And then Kevin's I see Kevin has joined us, and he said is Iowa, what kind of vibe is do you all have in Iowa? Is that country, or is it just like?
I think it's a mix, and I think Iowa represents how the entirety of the Midwest is. And I would say the Midwest, we're slow to stuff. We don't pick up on trends fast. And yeah, there's a portion that's really country, and that's all they listen to. But then there's the other portion that really like rap music and hip hop. And then of course you got the in-betweeners that like the alternative stuff and everything like that. But the two main groups is it's either we rocking out to hip hop and rap, or we're country. That's kind of the Midwest as a whole. St. Louis, Kansas City, Minnesota. That's kind of how people think out here.
Okay. Let me see, did I miss any other cool things that he started off? I know he said that. Go back. And then, all right, Dan has said, Chase, can Dwayne come to the vendor let loose next year?
Yeah, we could fly him out from Cleveland. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
It looked like you all had
not
fun.
Too far away. We did have a good time. It was fun.
And then,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just about to say something cool about the vendor let loose. We did something new where we flew out a aerialist from Texas to kind of perform during the vendor let loose, and that was kind of really cool. It kind of sucked at the same time because we want this to be like a big party, but every time she would go up and perform, everybody stops dancing, turns around, and just watches her. So I'm like, okay, we gotta shut that down. But it was still cool.
Are you trying to do the circus Olay kind of stuff?
Yeah, something like that. But you know, I like this girl because she wasn't really circusy. She kind of did the aerialist thing in a more elegant fashion, and I kind of like that, and it made sense for the wedding game, and I wanted to show something new that I don't see a whole lot in Iowa, and inspire some vendors to kind of think outside the box for sure.
Yeah. So what do you all offer besides DJing? Do you like do photo booth? No?
We have one photo booth, but I hate it. I really just want to focus on DJing so that we can provide the highest quality without getting distracted on anything else. So right now it's just DJing.
Right. But then you got your network, so you just outsource all that extra stuff to your network.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody wants a photo booth, or they want, what else do DJs do? They want like co-sparks or anything like that. Then I'll there's some companies that do that standalone. I'll just refer them over.
Okay.
For sure.
And then see what else. Kevin said being a pawn in a multi-op hurts your identity.
Being a pawn? Being a pawn hurts your identity in a multi-op? I don't think I understand the question. I don't think I understand the statement.
Probably because there's some multi-ops, because that's a hot topic on our show.
It is a hot topic, multi versus single for sure.
Yeah, because some multi-ops, people work for them and they like the multi-op, the owner gets all the money and they pay their DJs, little to nothing.
Yeah, sure.
Right. And then
so
it's
now
like,
the DJ is not motivated to do good work or be reliable. Yeah, for sure. You see that with a lot of multi-ops for sure. Yeah, and I like to think of myself as a different kind of multi-op in that way, because I like to pay my DJs a lot of money to do it and do it well. I kind of want my DJs to be full-time DJs. I want to pay them as such. But obviously, they need to get to a certain number of weddings every year to be able to be full-time. But if I'm paying them at the same time well, they're interested to, continue to get better, refine their craft, and just provide the best service that they possibly can. Because I started off paying them well once they started training, and then every year I try to give some raises to keep them going.
Okay. So what kind of multi-op are you? Because like, for example, because I know Cleveland Terry, he trains his people. But the thing is, if he trains you and then he also can provide, different equipment, they can't like moonlight. It's just they strictly
Yeah,
whatever the name of his company. Whereas,
I'm pretty similar to that too
okay,
because all the DJs on my team, besides the one that had experience before he started working with us, they didn't have any DJ experience. So it was on me to train them, provide all the equipment. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense for them to. I would let them do some stuff outside of weddings by themselves. Like if they wanted to DJ at a bar or a restaurant on a Thursday night, do some trivia, take the gear, have fun. As long as you're available Friday and Saturday for me to book weddings, then you can do whatever you want.
okay,
So that's kind of my motto right now, for sure.
okay. So and then the other thing was, um, some companies, because with just one person, it's like he can, all the reviews have to go to the company. He can't like take reviews or anything for himself. I'm not saying that he's out there saying getting a gig from the company and then he just acting like it's his gig and doing a lot of promotion, but he can't. It's like the company that he works for. It's like it's really strict where it's like they get all the credit and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I think I'm similar but different in the same way because every DJ on our team has their own price. And so, and everybody's a 1099 contractor under their brand. So everybody, is under this JM3 DJs brand, but their DJ name, DJ Brad, is his own brand at the same time. So he's trying to do his best to get all the reviews he can on the company website because he doesn't have his own website or on his own Google My profile to be able to collect reviews for himself. But I mean, if people are shouting DJ Brad out on the review, then he's getting the credit. And we're selling him as such. You can get enough reviews, do enough good work. People like you. You build reputations in the area. We're rewarding that with our raises. So yeah, I don't know. I guess my DJs don't have the opportunity to kind of act like their own companies and book stuff outside or book stuff by themselves. That all has to kind of go through the company. But I don't think any of my guys really mind the structure right now.
mm-hmm. I guess not, especially if you're paying them not peanuts like other companies are.
Yeah, no peanuts. I can't do peanuts. I'll throw out some numbers. Every DJ, I would probably starting off new DJs. We'll start off charging $2,000 for the service for them to go out and do weddings, and then I'll pay half, so I'll pay them $1,000 for it, and then every year there'll be some raises, so eventually it'll bump up to $1,200 as I raised their price, and I'll continue to make $1,000 off of the weddings that they work because they're using the gear that I bought, and I trained them to do a good job, but then as they get better, they can charge more, or I can charge more for their service so that they can get a raise, and I'll just make the same amount of money every year based off of pretty much based off the rental of the equipment.
Okay.
Essentially.
So how would you, going off the prices and the way that you're doing your business, how would you say Iowa is as far as the DJ market? Because there's some people that how can I put it? They say that their market is not big, so they don't charge a lot. So how would you say your market is for you to charge that kind of?
I think it's fantastic. It's obviously not as lucrative as it is in Cleveland or New York, but you got probably 3 different tiers of DJs. DJs that don't charge a lot of money, DJs that are kind of in the middle row, and then I think the highest quality DJs in Iowa are charging $4,500, $5,500 for a wedding, for sure. Which is I know some guys in New York can charge $10K, so it's not as lucrative, but it's still pretty decently lucrative for the Midwest for sure.
So because I'm trying to get at what determines like a person's price?
I think the market determines their price essentially. If I think that's pretty much borderline. And there's a bunch of different factors that determine what the market is gonna see you as, but
Mm.
basically, there's a lot of different factors that you got to take in. Your skill, how well you present yourself at these weddings and perform, how well you can, build relationships and get leads, and and qualify leads that are able to pay a certain price. I think, the marketing, the performance, and the relational skills kind of all ties into what the market will allow you to book. Um, and it kind of also depends on the amount of work that you want to do. Because I know a lot of DJs they work full time and then they DJ on the side, so they can't work 50 weddings a year. They only
Mm.
can do 20 weddings a year. And so since their availability is so scarce, they can charge more because they can't do as much work. Whereas somebody like me that's a full-time DJ, I rely on doing a lot of weddings, so I'll probably lower my price just so I can fill in dates to make more money instead of charging super premium dollar
Mm-hmm.
and just booking half the same amount, half of the bookings that I usually do. So I
Mm.
think, yeah, the market kind of just whatever the market is allowing you to do is how you price yourself.
Okay, because I know.
Honestly,
Or so, how would you know what the market is?
that's a great question. How would you know what the market is?
Because I'm just
Um,
what I'm getting at without like putting them out there is like sometimes I hear people. It seems like they put a glass ceiling over who they are as a
yeah.
DJ, and it's like
Hmm.
people tell them that you can charge more because you're doing the work as somebody you know that can get this price, but it's like I don't know if they're scared to go
Yeah.
to that next level, or they just they're just complacent, or that's they feel.
One thing that I do to test the market is I'll take like a handful of leads, maybe 5, 6 leads, and I'll kind of just raise the price $500 to see
Mm,
what happens. If they bite it super fast and they're just booking super fast, okay, I need to move my price up because, or if you're booking so fast, if people aren't rejecting or giving like pushback or any type of feedback, any resistance
mm,
before booking your service, that means your price is probably a little too low. If it's just super easy, oh, I'll book you on the spot. If all your clients are saying they'll book you on the spot after a meeting, then your price is probably a little too low because it's just too easy to get you.
mm,
You have too much value. Your value is superseding the price that you're charging. So that it's a no-brainer for the clients to get you at that price.
mm,
And then you can also test it. And then, if you're too high, the market will show you because you're not gonna be able to book a lot of work or the amount of work that you're used to booking or that you envision that you should be booking. And so then you can bring it down and test the market from there.
mm,
There's not a perfect science to it, but yeah, I kind of, take the time to, test, especially with the DJs too. I remember in 2024, DJ Brad, I was kind of in the position of kind of being scared and trying to figure out exactly how much I can charge for Brad and seeing how much money he could make. So like I'll start off at $2,500 that year and charge him booking his service. Then he will book a couple. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move it up to 2,600.
mm,
Then see if I can book another one and keep booking. And then, okay, that's doing well. I'm gonna go to 27, 28.
mm,
Is it still going well? Next year I'm gonna start booking 3,000. Are they booking decent? Okay, they are. So I'm gonna stay there. And if it ever stops booking like I wanted to, then I would probably back it down or just leave it and stop messing with it.
mm.
But yeah, that's kind of how I test the market. I'll just kind of test a few leads that come through and see how
Okay.
they respond to what I'm telling them for sure.
So you do that every year, or is that something that how often you do it?
I kind of do that every year. I will like for example in 26 or late 25, people are inquiring about 27. So now we're kind of just okay. Let me set my 2027 price and see what people will bite. And then now, like I've already booked 11 weddings for myself in 2027. So I'm like, is my price that I set too low? So now I'm in the process with my 2027 clients that are asking for me personally, like maybe I'll charge $500 more. Tell them I'm charging $500 more and see if they bite. And if they do bite, then I'm like, okay, that's why they was booking fast, because they see a lot of value that I'm not seeing myself. So yeah, I kind of tested that way for sure.
Yeah, because I was just wondering, because it's like what I was telling you before we came on the live stream. It's like last year I was booking consistently. Now that I went up on my prices, and I'm trying to stay locked into the new prices and not lower my standards. It's like I'm not booked yet, so it's like I'm starting to get a little antsy.
Well, I would get scared too, but I wouldn't even say that you should back down your prices. What we probably need to be doing for you is figuring out how we can add some other marketing elements to bring in more leads, or a different kind of leads. Because obviously you told, not obviously, oh my God, I keep saying that word, but before we got on the live stream here, you was telling me about how some of those leads that are coming in are referrals from people that booked you at that old price, and now they expecting that old price, and it's hard to just get off of those. So now you just need like new people and new leads, and so we need to try to figure out what the marketing strategy would be moving forward to try to find those new leads that will see the value in this new price, because you're probably worth the new price for sure.
Yeah, it's just a matter of
getting
getting the content to prove it, because it's just like
absolutely.
again what Tom has said, for those that missed the episode with the wedding wire guy, because clients usually go to you and look for you in 4 different spots before they actually reach out and talk to you. It's just like with Facebook, I noticed too. At first, at the beginning of the year, there was just people putting out saying, "Oh, we're getting married at this date, and do anybody know if any DJs?" Now it's pretty much referrals. It's like, we need to have referrals. Can you referrals? So it's not one of those things where DJs can get on there and say, "Oh, I'm available." They looking at referrals, and they looking at Google reviews on their websites, and that's some of the things I've been seeing too. So I'm just thinking, I'm just one of those ones, I got to work on my socials. I think once I get my socials and everything lined up, I'm hoping I'll be able to get there.
Yeah, you kind of need a good balance. You need that social proof, that content that, oh yeah, you are that guy that you say you are. But you also need that exposure, because I mean, if you got the content but can't nobody see it, then it's not valuable. So we also need to figure out a way to raise the exposure so people can see the quality content that you have and the good work that you do, and then the leads will come.
Yeah, because for the last week, I've been going through all my gig vlogs. I've been videotaping like crazy, but it's just some of them I post on YouTube, but then there's a lot, because it's one of those things where I used to get my footage from my camera or one of those cam, the little things you look through. So at that time, it wasn't built to run like, was it 3-4 hours for like a reception or whatever. So it was one of those things where I didn't have a lot of extra cameras. So I had to like pick and choose when to hit it. And sometimes I'm so busy DJing or doing my work, I forget to hit the camera, or I don't hit it at the right moment. I miss spots because I'm busy trying to use one camera to look at me, get this footage and get that, and I miss the whole thing. So now I have the Insta360 X5. So it's a 360.
Oh, it's a banger.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, now I can turn it on and forget about it. But at the end, I got all this footage that I have to go through. It's like, now I have to try to edit it and go through it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with trying to get all my content up there. So I finally got all of it, but now I have folders that I have to put them in. Like, go through and put like I went to Chat GPT and it gave me some ideas of what kind of content to post on Instagram, like the ones where it's a packed dance floor or the ones where they go woo woo, that kind of stuff. The sentimental stuff, like first dances and all that, my DJ setup and lighting kind of stuff. And then there's a lot of stuff I didn't realize I had, like the testimonial stuff. Because I only had 2 people that actually videotaped them giving me testimonials. But I didn't realize I had testimonials where I had the camera running, and at the end of the show, I was like, thank you for coming, and da 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 da. And then I get the cloud applause and all that stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that kind of stuff. So those videos kind of like helped me ease the anxiety of not being booked yet. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot those moments, and I got a chance to like cherish those moments. Now I just have to put it so I can share it with everybody else to hopefully start bringing people in.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you do your contests? I know Dan be killing it. I can't do those kind of gig vlogs because it's like all that extra talking and planning and getting there super early. I can't do that. So how do you handle the social media marketing?
Yeah, so all 2025, the thing was we bought a bunch of Insta360 cameras and we just honed in on, showing our mixes at events because a lot of our leads for the last couple of years have just been like complaining about the DJs that they've seen at past weddings where they're not mixing, just fading in and out, awkward pauses, all the different things. So I'm like, we're just gonna full send it and just record mixes live at weddings. We'll show up the DJ during the mix, and then we'll cut to the dance floor after the mix is done to show the reaction to the mix, and we just do that 1,000 times throughout the year for all the DJs.
Okay.
And it's a great way. I don't know if it gets a lot of attraction, but I know that when we do get leads and then we send them off to look at the Instagram pages to, see the proof that we're good DJs, then it's like they're selling our product. But I don't know if it's really bringing people in and getting more leads, but it might be for sure. But that's been our thing with just focusing all on the TikTok and the reels. I think the gig logs are probably more geared for DJs, to be honest. I don't know if a lot of like engaged people are even watching gig logs too much, because I see that when I post a gig log, it's just DJs talking to me and interacting with the video. So
yeah, because I think is his name John Pine? Because this guy just did a YouTube video, and it's something that Nick Spinelli said and DJ Barr has said. I think it's John Pine. But anyway, he was saying the same thing. He's like gig vlogs, like what Bar does. A lot of that is more so geared to like other DJs, as opposed to as opposed to shorts. Let me see if I can look them up right, real quick. And I see DJ Mikey Mike has joined us. Now, don't tell me you was with the other group, and you. Doing that just like Buddy does. You're
got a bad connection right now, brother.
Yeah. I hope you're not using that new the new camera that you were talking about in your videos, because you're not representing that company too well right now. Let me see, John. Give him a second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just waiting for Mikey Mike.
You see me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hear me.
And it's just a matter of you're like freezing, then moving, then freezing.
Oh boy. Okay, there's a window open. Let me shoot them down.
I know Zoom had an update. I missed like 3 updates. It's John Devine. That's him.
Jonathan.
Shout
He
out.
just did a
Yeah. So
video.
it's John Devine. It's this one. How to film like DJ Bar for under 500. But there was another one that I thought he had. Let me see. It's one where he did with Nick Spinelli and
What if
Bar.
you had access to the marketing?
Yeah, who was right? That's the one I saw today. That he was kind of like talking about the same thing that you had mentioned about the types of content. Because last year I spent a lot of time making content, but I wasn't making the kind of content that attracted the kind of clients I was trying to go for this year.
That's also not an exact science. I know some guys got things that are working for them, but yeah, I think we're still figuring that out. I think we post a lot of these mixes, but I think we kind of want a more of a variety that, brides will want to, brides and grooms, I should say, will want to see before booking a DJ. So yeah, I think that's why I started the YouTube channel, to kind of get into the vlogs and maybe cut up the vlogs to be able to post shorts and show like introductions or show how I interact with a guest when they request a song, just random stuff like that. To try to have more variety besides just the pure blend a song to another song or within another song, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to try to take one like video and see if I can like chop it up and just keep repurposing, trying to get as much content from there as possible. Because I know Chris Summers that we had on last week, he's good at doing that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, and then going back to the chat, Kevin has said he got a friend in Minneapolis that might like to help you out if you try to get that way. So, Chase, so how far are you from?
I would love to try to get that way.
Yeah.
Minneapolis is about a 4-hour drive from Des Moines, so that's close.
Okay.
I like that.
Then Kevin, going back to the multi-op, says the company name gets all the credit and you're just the face of the company. Oh snap, I hate this. And I worry because my situation, the op I helped out changed hands and we were kicked to the curb. So now they got to get their own ID, their own identification.
I see. So now, yeah, since the ownership or the management changed, now, they don't got that rapport, not getting as much work. So they got to go out and find new stuff. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think that is something to, consider. And I think that's valid. I don't got nothing against that. Like, yeah, I guess it's important to pick the multi-op that you're going to work with if you're already an experienced DJ. But like I said, I don't really ever work. Yeah, DJs don't really ever want to work with me, unfortunately. So I always got to find guys with no experience and then train them up to be good DJs. And hopefully I can make them happy whenever they want.
But you're
Well,
not
I
hurting.
understand the frustration,
You had a ton of gigs lined up.
I didn't
know there was that many dates that could be available for that a whole year.
Yeah, I probably personally do 45 weddings a year, and then I think the whole company with everybody's work, they'll probably do anywhere between 170 to 220 in a year.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening out here for sure.
So Mikey Mike, you got your mic together? Nope, I can't.
Not quite.
Nope. So did you in Zoom, did you make sure you're using the new mic? Is that do you have it selected in your Zoom as your audio device? Is that you, Chase, or is I? Because I couldn't. Thought I
No,
heard
yeah,
something.
I think you're hearing. I think you're just hearing me.
Okay.
I don't think I'm hearing DJ Mike. Actually, he's muted right now.
Oh, wait a minute. He
He
just.
got his. He's
Yeah.
muted on Zoom that I see. So maybe that will help.
Let me see. He's unmuted. Now he's not muted.
He's unmuted now. Still don't hear him unmuted. That's unfortunate.
But you can always switch it back to your
The microphone.
wait, I thought I heard something.
Can you
Yeah, I
hear me
heard
now?
him too.
Yep. Just turn it up.
Okay. All right. Hang on. I'll turn that up. My other microphone and we'll go. I was this before. Good. When I first got home, I went downstairs and I was packing my shoulder. Boom! I was out. I'm like, oh my! God. I woke up. I'm like, shit. I get your messages. I'm like, oh Jesus!
I figured that's what happened. Oh, you got a tattoo?
Yeah. I was drunk and my buddy was drunk, but he went without a tattoo and it doesn't look good. But the scar's back here somewhere.
Oh yeah, I see it.
That was the doctor said, oh, it's right down the muscle. I'm like, oh, okay. Just keep getting it out of me now, you know.
I see you. I see you in the running for the best of the best in your area.
Yeah. You know, actually, I told people, please don't nominate me. It's basically, it's the same people over and over that keep winning every year. So I'm like, well, don't even worry about it. You know, just let it go. Don't vote for me. But here they voted for me. Back into running again. And I don't gonna win. It's not gonna be me. But what could you do? You know, it's just it's just something that's that they do every year. And I end up getting voted to get into the contest, and there's basically 4 people. But every year it's the one DJ that was the one that comes again. They have no third place. It's just second and boom, you know.
So how long is it on the windows open?
I think till sometime February, if I'm not mistaken. They never even follow up with me. The 1 year I won it, they never even contacted me. Nothing. So I called them up. Won the contest. They said, "Well, who is?" I said, "DJ Mikey." Oh my God, yeah, you won hands down. Oh, okay. You know, thanks for notifying. This is during COVID, and there they said, "Well, we're not gonna have no banquet up then this year. Just come down, give us a month. We're little thing ready for you. It's a piece of paper. You voted best, and I'm like, okay, thank you." Went down, up the paper, and it's up on my wall somewhere here now. It's just unfortunate that it worked out that way, but what can you do, you know?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you gotta make sure you repin that in the Cue It Up Facebook group, so it's right there at the top.
Definitely. Thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry for being late. What did I miss?
Oh, nothing. We're the question and those is just coming in. The other groups will be coming in a few minutes. So I have a poll question asking you, how do you rate your DJ brand between 1 and 10? 1 is basically a new person that just started, so they don't have a following, and 10 means you have it on lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 10. In fact, I booked the thing the other night. Some / yesterday. I'm like, I can't. How many people are calling me? Another wedding for next year. I'm like, yeah. Thank God they are. They're still following me. They're still contacting me. The prom I've been doing since my daughter's been 14 and she's 28 now. So for 14 years, I've been doing this school. At first, it was called just a prom. It's only the 12th 11th and 12th graders, and it went to 10th and 12th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and they called it a semi-formal, and now it starts at, I think, 7th through 12th, but it's a very small school, and they are great. Don't have to worry about asking for any music or anything like that. It's Triborough Christian Academy, great bunch of kids. Teachers are there, been involved in, because most of the time teachers want to sit back. I'm like, I don't, come on, teachers, let's go get out here. They'll get to go up and get them, and because they follow my lead, so which I'm thankful for, you know.
All right, so let's get back to the chat real quick before we move on. Dan said, our market is great. Modern STEM, quick mixing isn't common. And then he also said, he told me not to back down, stay firm and let it ride. Because even when I talk, I have to have a little sticker sign after I do my sell pitch and then recommendation and pricing, or no, investment. I have a big sign that says, shut up. So I don't talk. Because I catch myself sometimes, they be like, well, I don't know. And I'd be almost want to say, well, if that can't, start talking, and I have to like, shut up, be quiet. Let them.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's a hard thing to do when you, especially again, being a teacher where you're always trying to make sure everything is good, and you go out your way to make sure like the parents feel full, or you trying always to deal with problems or talk people down. You always trying to be that friend. Yeah. It's like that mentality would get you like, because I would say in 2025, there was many times I went to a gig and was like, man, I got screwed. I listened to them, let them talk me down, and during a party, and I was like, there's no way I shouldn't have charged that amount. I should have got more. Yeah. And I think I could have got it, but doing all that extra talking.
I'll say like around here, I'm going to go back to the semi-formals, proms, school dances. The schools around here are on such a limited budget, unbelievable. And even what they sell the tickets, or I mean, a prom thing is going for like $50 or $50, which that's basically very cheap. I think when I was in high school, they were about $20 or $30, and it's 40 years. So the price of tickets haven't really gone. And it's sad that the kids. I still accept the job. I know I'm taking a loss for it, but I want to make sure the kids have fun and have a good. I'll take on in, but it turns out to be time for me to also. Now, how much? Because I switched to my red microphone, this little one here.
Yeah, you're just going in and out, so I don't know if it's an internet issue or.
Yeah, my internet getting a thing up, stating that connection, and then back on and back to the last connection. So I'm gonna disconnect, go to my hardwire. Hopefully that'll go good from there.
Okay.
Maybe better now. No,
not really.
No,
not quite.
I have nothing else up background at it. Also, yeah, internet's driving me crazy. Really, really crazy.
All right, so let's go back to the chat. Dan has said from the Shuffle Couple, I make the gig logs for the DJ community.
Yeah, and they're loving it, brother.
Mm-hmm. Because it took me a second, because when I saw it, it reminded me of like YouTube family kind of videos. The kids like the Fun Squad and all that, because they're so bubbly, and I'm not used to seeing DJs being like that. I'm used to them being more either laid back, or I'm the super bougie DJ-ish kind of stuff. So it took me a second, but once I got past it, I'm glad I got past it because I would have missed the best part of the video. So yeah, I like his videos and stuff.
Yeah, those guys are doing fantastic over there in Jefferson, Iowa, for sure.
And then Cool Thing said, "Hey, Mike." And then,
hello, Cool Thing. Sorry for me, buddy.
And then Kevin also said, "Quit short content is ideal. Gig log is a semi-awesomeness to other DJs."
Yeah, basically, basically, if we're being real.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, the Shuffle Couple has figured out a way to not make it so egotistical, but more so like community driven and just, hey, this is what we doing.
Yeah,
have a good time with us.
Yep.
So I like those. I like what Dan and Emily are doing for sure.
It's just like what I said. I just don't have that time, that kind of, I shouldn't say time. I don't have that discipline to show up that late and then think through all that stuff, because usually I get there and I'm busy setting up, ready to go, and then
Those guys are crazy too, because I mean, like they'll go to a wedding super early, have time to, you know, take a shower, get changed, eat lunch, and then they go back to the wedding and and get it popping. So yeah, they go early for sure. I don't got that discipline.
I would love to the venues nice and early because they're beautiful, but you call them and the manager says, "Well, let you in, say the reception starts at 5, we'll let you in at 4." I'm like, I need a little bit more time than that. How's 4:45? I'm like, how about like 2:30? Oh no, we can't that early. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you know, sir, we're setting up. I said, well, I have to set up too. You know, it's too hard to get it done in 1 hour. I'm sorry, you know, that some are understandable. Look, 90% of them are like, no, an hour before, that's it, man, you're running around, and by the time you get done, and next thing you know, you're looking at your watch, you did your sound check, it's 4:45, and you can see the guest standing at the door. It's like, oh god, I gotta run into the bathroom, get changed, you're washing your face and back out, and you're ready to roll with it, you know.
For sure.
And then what did Kelvin said, having that many events that you have, Chase, he said it would be awesome.
For sure.
And then Cool Thing said, you have officially hit the 1 hour mark. Yep. So we got 50 minutes.
Not for me, Cool Thing. Not for me, Cool Thing. I'm not here an hour yet.
But we're not doing no marathons. No marathons.
No, yeah,
I took my nap before the show, so you don't see this. You know. I can't even laugh that hard because my stomach is still sore, but I'm getting through it. That's getting a lot better too.
Okay. So you said you're a 10? As far as between 1 and 10 and rating your DJ brand.
10.
All right.
10.
So you're a 10. I said I'm like I was a 5 and 6. I'm in that rebuilding, that transitional mark. And then Chase said he's an 8, but Dan says he's a 10.
I clicked that 7 and 10. You know, I want to say maybe like a 7.5 to 8. It just this area. I mean, we do have a lot of DJs in this area, and a lot of them they're doing weddings for $500-$600 only. I'm like, there's no possible way. Then you have this upper end class of DJs that are charging $7,000 and up, and it's like, oh, wait a second. You know, so I try to find a mid-range in there, and I'm happy with that. Couples are happy with it also.
Absolutely. I love it.
So
Chase, nice meeting you, man. Sorry that I was late.
So I see Buddy's here. So they should be coming in from the Start to Spin guys. So Buddy, in the poll, tell us what level is your DJ brand? I wonder what he's going to pick. So you have one between 1 and 10. 1 is being like the new beginner, and no face. And let me put the what the breakdown is for each one. Go back here. Here it is. And then 10 is being like the industry brand. So we had talked about leveling up. How do you go to the next level? So I know for me right now is just basically trying to update my social media and putting the right things up there and trying to go through and taking out all the other stuff that is getting in the way. So let's go with Chase. So
Yes.
So what would be your advice?
I would just first we got to study on what going to the next level looks like. So I mean,
Okay.
if that's making a certain amount of money or being able to charge a certain amount of money per wedding, or being able to establish relationships with different planners and photographers or other vendors in your area that you look up to and want to do work with, then study what they might want to see out of a DJ and how you can level up your performance or your aesthetic or what you're doing with your lights, to be able to fit that mode for what those guys or what those clients are kind of looking for out of a DJ. And then once we get that set up, then we got to make the content to show it aligns so that we show that we are presenting ourselves in the way that these clients or these vendors want to see a higher echelon DJ. And hopefully from there, we get lucky and book a wedding that kind of blows us up for sure.
Uh-huh. So you were mentioning going and basically just talking with the actual other vendors, like the wedding planners and venues and all that kind of stuff. So
Absolutely.
So for someone that don't know where to go, do you have a suggestion of how do you meet
Go
up, or do we
everywhere,
have to all
man.
go to Iowa to your vendor
No.
hangout?
No, I would say do whatever you can to try to put yourself out there. So, I always say 2021 was my breakout year where, I got a lot of attention from these like different wedding planners and other vendors in the area that I really looked up to. And I was like, if I could only just work with these guys, I would have made it. And it wasn't me, reaching out to them didn't do anything. Sending emails, it did nothing. But I just put myself in, did the business, did a bunch of different wedding shows, going to different networking events. And then eventually, one of these planners that I looked up to was just like, okay, I'm looking for a DJ. Don't really like anybody in the area. I'm willing to give you a shot for this big client on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how you do. And she booked it for me. I did well. And, after that, I started getting referrals from those friends that were at that wedding because it was a pretty dope group of people that were getting married soon, and you was able to make content from that, which allowed us to build momentum into the other weddings that were coming up in 2022, and then we kind of just grew off that. So it kind of just took being everywhere. And an opportunity kind of just arose, and when the opportunity arose, I did everything in my power to make sure that wedding was going to be fantastic.
Oh, okay.
for my future business, for sure.
So, would you say your experience, was it hard to connect with the wedding planner, or was it?
It was hard because it was completely by chance. It wasn't based off of anything that I did directly to or for the planner. It was just I was in the right spot at the right time, and so I just had to keep showing up even when I didn't want to do wedding shows anymore because it wasn't really doing anything for me, or going to different networking events. Just had to keep showing up until the Lord made this girl show favor to me and give me a shot, essentially.
Okay, so it's just basically going to like your wedding shows, your the network events, like we just Pittsburgh just had their summit, the Pittsburgh Summit, and all those those, what do you call those, the what's the DJ ones, the NAM and DJ
NAM
Expos and all that.
Marquee, sure, yeah. Definitely. And then also one thing that I did early in the career was while I was trying to build my brand, I worked as a contractor under a different brand that would send a bunch of different work to me to help me fill my calendar. And then from there, at one of those weddings, I met another wedding planner. And she was like, "Do you work for this company?" I'm like, "I am working. I'm representing this company, but I'm doing something on the side as well." And she was like, "Oh, that makes sense because yeah, you're too good to really be working for this company." And then she gave me a shot and started referring me business. And yeah, they kind of. So yeah, I'm just putting my foot in any door that will be open, and just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks, and some things stuck because of those actions back in the day for sure.
Okay. What about you, Mikey Mike? So, because I know you back then, you started off DJing because you had to do emergency DJ fill in. So how did you
Yes.
get?
Oh, yeah.
How did you level up?
Answers.
Yeah, to be the best of the best and being the running for NEPA.
Well, the thing is, like you said, I had to film my nephew, the BJ, which was my buddy, booked his graduation party, never showed up. So I had two little 8-inch speakers that I bought, and I did it as a joke, and that's what it always was to begin with, as a joke, never thinking that it would build up to what it is today. Um, my first thing is I always put the customer first. I always try to make, especially if it's a wedding, make the couple feel relaxed, make them feel like, okay, you have everything under control for them. That, there is a lot of stress on them. You're going to try to take a lot of stress off them that you can take off them as a DJ. I mean, there's times I had to intervene with a couple. Bridesmaid was giving the bride a problem. A groomsman was giving the groom a problem. And I called them up and I talked to them because they just didn't want to listen to the bride. They didn't want to listen to the groom. It's a bride and groom's day, and it's, they get to pick and do what they want to do. The bridesmaid or groomsman they really have no say in it. They should be honored that they're part of the wedding, but some of them are just a little too over picky. So I just kept on doing that, and like even with graduation parties, talk to the mom and dad, and the kids want to hear their music. That's all they tell me. Like, oh, well, have you listened to their music? Oh, we listen to it all the time on the radio. Well, okay, but they will listen to their music at their graduation party, correct? Yes. That's okay. Well, here's their song, and I give them the headphones, and like, oh no, you can't play that. I said, well, that's their song. Well, that ain't the same thing as on the radio. I said, no, this is what they want to listen to at the graduation party. They don't want no radio edit edition. They want the real deal. So it'd be like, then you get the mom and dad's going, well, no, don't play that at all. Then you get the kids that are getting mad at the parents. It's like, you got to intervene there. So tell the parents, listen, usually the first half of the graduation party, the elderly people are there. After that, it's basically the graduates, all his friends or her friends, and a couple of younger people from the family. So can I play it then? Okay, yeah, they'll give me the okay. So you're basically the mediator for any type of event that you do. And like one thing about like with social media, I know we all have our own Facebook page, our own Instagram. Then we may have our own personal pages too that isn't associated with your DJ page. The first and foremost thing I'll tell every DJ, don't post anything political, anything about religion, because once you do, you're going down a rabbit hole that you may not be able to get yourself out of or your business out of. So stay clear of all of that stuff. Believe me. I mean, once in a while I'll share something that may be partially political, but I do not make no comments on them. I don't say, okay, well, hey, President Trump's the best president, this, that, or President Biden was the best president, because that's gonna either it'll probably kill your business either way. Even if that was the best president or is the best president, you don't want to get caught up in that baloney, because it's a bunch of baloney that's gonna just crash it right down. So stay clear of that even on your own private page, because it will eventually make its way back to your social media page for your DJ business. And even don't make comments to your friends. Like send them an instant message because you see friends that'll screenshot it and repost. Oh, hey, DJ Mike, you Mike said this or said that. It's like, why did you do that to me? But that's their freedom of speech. They get it. You sent the message to them, so they have the freedom to do what they want to do with it. So stay clear from that stuff. And stay consistent. Definitely, you have to stay consistent. You can't. You can't. Oh, geez, how am I going to say this? You can't go and DJ a graduation party for, say, price A, and then somebody else calls you and you give them price B, which might be a higher price, and then somebody else calls you and you go to like price C, which is even a higher price. Stay with one price for a graduation party, depending if they want lights, no lights. 99.9% of the time, you don't need lights because the graduation parties are held outside. They're held underneath the pavilion. It's daytime. But some couples, hey, my kid wants lights. Okay, no problem. I'll bring the lights. But I try to keep one set price for all graduation parties. That's it. But be consistent with everything that you do. Weddings can vary, will vary because again, it depends what they're ordering, what they want. Do they want uplighting? Do they want this? Do they want like a club atmosphere? There's a million and one factors for a wedding. But stay consistent. Stay clear of politics and religion off your social media pages, and even off your own website. Don't post anything there, related to politics or religion.
Okay, because you said a few things that's on the chart that's up when you're trying to like climb up the ladder based on what you put down as your where you ranked your DJ brand. So if you're trying to move up to the next level, if you're at the 4 or 5, if you're a emerging DJ and you're trying to go to the next tier, it says you need to make sure your brand is clear. So if you're saying that you're a wedding DJ at this price, then you got to make sure your content reflects that. So for me, putting all that other goofy stuff up there did not show that I was a DJ for the audience that I was trying to DJ for. Yes, also, you got just like what Mikey Mike said, you got to be consistent. And that's what I do. I'm like the people that have these New Year's resolutions or going to start exercising. I might do it for a week or two, but then I start missing days, and then next thing you know, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. And talking about posting, that word was dang it, I have another senior moment. Audit. I do. It took me
older than you. Someone who has the senior moments.
It's just like trying to remember a name of a song or a movie. It's like I go all day and can't remember it, and then I go to sleep, and then in the middle of the night I wake up like, it's that.
That's it. Yeah.
So it's like
if I need a name for a movie or name of an actor or actress, it might be during the day. I'll text my wife. Who played in this movie? Or what was the name of that movie? She will rattle off. She's like an encyclopedia for actors, actresses, and also for different shows, movies, everything. I don't know how the heck she remembers them, but she does.
Yeah. So, yes, it's one of those things where it's like I try not to cheat and look it up because it's like it's a game I play with myself all day. And then
best thing, as soon as you think about it, write it down. I don't care if you have a magic marker, if you have a pencil, a pen, whatever you have. I don't care if you have to write it down on a bill. Write it down because this way you'll know exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It'd be messed up if you put a mark on your hand or on your forehead, and later on you'd be like, what is this mark? Why do I have this mark? And you forget why you put it there.
It's like tying a string around your finger.
Mm-hmm.
What did I tie that around there for? I knew I had to do something today.
Mm-hmm.
Now the day's over. You still don't know what you had that string around your finger for.
Yep. So if you're at the 5-6 mark where you're in building mode, in order to go up to the next level, you need to make sure that your system has structure. And then you're making sure that you're visible, because again, if they can't find you, you pretty much don't exist. So it could be like doing the Google ads or Yelp ads. And I'm regretting doing the Yelp ads because I'm getting these spams. It's like, Mr. Dixon, have people been calling you and giving you leads from your Yelp ads? I'm like, the only people that's using up all my Yelp ads clicks is you all that keep spamming me and not trying to do gigs. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But I did find a spot, because I'm like, all these people keep calling me about wanting to do my Google ads. It must be something out there that can help me do it myself. And it's like, I think I found something, so I'm going to try it out, because I get 14 days, free things. But also for those that don't want to go that route, check out the DJ Biz School YouTube channel. And that information I'll put up later on. Make sure you check out his channel, because he talks about SEO and online marketing that'll help you out too. And then basically if you want to go up to the next level for all the rest of them, it's just basically demand. You got to put yourself out there to have people call you. So if you're in demand, then it's basically your online marketing is on point and the perception of your value is already there. So therefore, when they finally call you, it's like you don't have to have that sales pitch per se. It's more so trying to see if you can move them up and do the add-ons or do the buddy kind of sales. That's what I'm trying to get to. Be able to have them come in at this level and then work them their way up to the higher level.
Well, if you're driving a Ford, you got to drive a Lincoln. If you're driving a Chrysler, drive a Dodge Ram. So that's a higher price. So that's But remember, when you're going for the demand, the one thing is you may be in demand and you have a set price range, and then all of a sudden you see you might not be getting as many phone calls. Well, here a new DJ that had moved into the area but started DJ. He's been DJing, but all of a sudden lowered his prices and is offering more than you're offering. So people are starting to go to him or her. And it's like, wait a second, I did this, event every year for the last X amount of years, and now all of a sudden it's their choice who they want to go with. But it's like, well, I'll come up and say, is there a reason why you didn't ask me to DJ? And they'll say, well, Mike, this person gave us a better price and offered us the same thing, the uplights. They offered us this. I'm like, oh, okay. So, the next year they'll call back and I'll say, Mike, it really didn't work out with him or her. We want to bring you back in. Okay, no problem. Well, if I charge you $800 before, now it's $1,000. You raised it $200. Yes, my price went up. I'm sorry. So either they book me or they don't. It just, you hate to do that to a client that's been with you for so long, but they strayed away from you. Reason being is they wanted a cheaper price. They got the cheaper price, but they didn't get the quality that they got from you. So that's what I'm saying. I always stay on point there. Keep your quality. Your quality is what's going to kill every other DJ around you. You might be a little bit more expensive than the bottom dwellers, but honestly, that quality, you show so much professionalism in your equipment, in the way you carry yourself, the way you talk to people. Never ignore the guest, nothing. You stay on point. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, so that's what made me think about the comment that someone, I think Chris had made it, is about sometimes you can price yourself and you can be right there in the middle. You're not the bottom feeders, but you're not the luxury And what happens if you're in the middle, you tend to get those clients that want the budget. And what happens if you start looking at the clients that look at you got to make sure that your I guess you could say your perception or your worth is shown on your social media, because you will get those, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm right there in the middle. So I'm still getting the budget people. So therefore I get the clients that you described right
Yes.
then. But if you raise your prices to a certain level, just like what Buddy always mentioning, you get rid of the tire kickers and the low budget. You get the people that's serious about spending money and want quality. So that's where you gotta like play with your pricing, because sometimes if you price yourself too low, you'll attract those kind of clients that you mentioned.
Yes, exactly. I never put a price. Well, my website, I don't even know the last time I updated it, because Northeastern Pennsylvania, people don't go on websites. I don't know. It's just around this area. They find you on Facebook, and I don't put no prices anywhere. They call me. I want to know what I'm doing for that day, what type of event it is, where it's at, how many hours, anything special I have to do, anything special I have to bring, and then once I get all that done, I'll call them back with the price. There are DJs in our area that are this upper tier level, but they're not even DJing. They're bringing in DJs from New York City, from New Jersey. They bring in DJs from the posh, and it's like, well, they booked you. Why aren't you DJing? Well, this because they're at this price range. Well, okay, but still, it's your services. Yeah, it's my services. They're booking me. I have to pay this other DJ. Well, okay, it's like I don't know. They're booking me. They're getting me. I'm not having somebody else stand in for me DJing. They do have 10, 15 employees. Yes, I understand they have to be paid. I'm by myself. My son does all my setup for me, so it's usually the two of us, or my son and my future son-in-law and my daughter. She'll come and help too. So you got maybe 3 or 4 of us there doing stuff, as opposed to having 10, 12, 14, 15 employees. People coming in doing the lights, people coming up setting up the sound. Yeah, 2 other people run the lights during the event. You have the DJ and you have a backup DJ. It's like, what that? Well, this is a production event, but it's still a wedding, but it's a production event. And that's how they run it. That's why they're getting $7,000 to $10,000 per wedding. So are they making a 7 to 10,000? No, but they're getting it. But they have to still divide it up, and the bride and groom don't understand that. Like, they're paying 10 grand, but that DJ has to divide that money out. So that DJ is actually probably still getting the same amount of money as I would have charged them. And they're still getting the same quality of music, same quality of lights, everything that I would have charged them at. So, but you can't tell a DJ, you can't tell a client who to pick. They'll set their mind right off the onset. That'll be it. I listened to the Roundtable show the other night, and I heard Buddy saying that he's thinking about upping his price 12%, and then another 12%, then a 12%, then another 12% for like 3 years. If you figure that in, that's 24%. So just say 25% 1 year. The following year is another 25%, and then the third year is another. So that's 75%. Your prices has gone up. Basically, that's almost double. So if you're at $3,000 for a gig now, 3 years from now, you're going to be $6,000 for a gig. Honestly, I've never seen anything except for the price of gas go up like, or the price of eggs when we had the egg shortage. It's sad. It's a very competitive market. You have to be competitive, but you don't want to price yourself out of business either.
Yeah, but before you came, because the conversation on the round table was similar to what I had mentioned to Chase earlier the question, because he had mentioned how he prices himself and how he looks at the market and how he increases little by little, how he makes his adjustments. So I'm thinking that's where Buddy is. So it was more so not exactly every year jumping to that amount. It's just one of those things where I'm getting all these leads and everybody's coming in, and it seemed like they booking me super easy. So I also heard other people mention that. I think Jason Janai had mentioned it. If people are coming in and they're booking me so easy, maybe my prices are too low. Maybe I need to adjust it a little bit. So that's where I'm thinking the mind frame was coming from. So it wasn't like he just threw a number out there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But I was sitting here thinking after his show, I'm like, wow, you're basically almost doubling your price from this year to 2 years from now. I'm like, that's a steep increase, in my eyes. And I know there's talk about, raises at your job. I worked at Opposite Payback for 20 years, and for 14 years, we got a 0% raise. Cost of living went up, but we didn't get no raises at all. And we were a union. We tried and we fought for a raise. Finally, the year before I left, when I injured my neck, we got, oh my God, I think we got I want to say 12 cents the 1 year, 8 cents the next year, and then the following year was 5 cents. So it was like they didn't match the cost of living, but that was it. You have a job. That's all it was. Is you're happy to have a job, and same thing with DJing. I'm happy to be DJing. I'm staying consistent with my prices. I'm not killing people, and I'm not going too low to kill myself either.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things I had to go up because I'm trying to level up. Because again, it goes right back to perception, and another thing that we forgot to mention, trust. Because if they trust you, then they're gonna most likely book with you. But if they don't trust something, or they kind of like confused with who you are and what you have to offer, then that's when they start to ghost you.
Yes. I know. Going back, like the first couple years I was DJing and I was doing the school dances, the schools had no problems with me videotaping the students dancing, having a good time. The last 5 years, no, they don't want no videos, no pictures, no nothing shot. So again, that gave me a lot of exposure. Now that exposure is taken away from me. Again, even with my clients in my contract, it's, I have that, is there any possible way I could take pictures, videotape, and post it to my social media page just for, purposes to keep everything relevant on the internet. And last year, honestly, 9 out of 10 weddings said no, we do not want pictures, our photos posted from our wedding. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Can't go against their wishes. I will not go against their wishes. If they say no, it's no.
But you gotta remember who your clients are.
Yeah.
You dealing with the shh society.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Yeah,
you lucky when you all walk into your gigs that they don't make you put your phones in a little pouch.
Yes. You go there
I've
with a
seen that
dressed on
before.
too.
Oh my gosh.
You see hear his stories, but I'm not going to bring it up because we'll be here for the next couple of hours.
Yeah. We'll have to say that for an after party show.
Mm-hmm. So let's get. I see. Is this your Noelle Rittenhouse? Is that your niece?
Yes, my niece.
Yep. Thanks for coming.
She just got back from her mom's.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. And I thought I mentioned DJ Pretty Boy, but if I didn't, like a welcome him in.
Pretty Boy.
And let's get to what they are saying. Buddy says he always asks others what they think as far as his setup and all that kind of things. Because I think it was going back to the vendor the vendor question I had. How did you meet the vendors and all that? Again, they're suggesting what you need to add or what they look for. Huh?
Don't say that magic word to me. You know what magic word that is.
Yep. Yeah, I warned them already. And then Cool Thing said, so I personally don't wear to. Oh, he don't know where to rate himself. He's been DJing for 8 years, a well-established DJ, but he's doing gigs every so often. Yeah, but then I guess it's almost like you're going to have, to be perfectly honest with you, you're going to have to put yourself at a low number. Because again, if you look at each one, I'll put the thing back up. It's all about identity, having an identity. So if you don't have an identity, then you'll fall down either a hobby DJ or emerging DJ. So if you look down here, that means you don't have a brand. So when you say DJ Cool Thing, everybody pretty much know DJ Cool Thing, because every time I hear DJ Cool Thing, I'm thinking, yo, what's up, you all? It's DJ Cool Thing. I pictured DJ Cool Thing, so he has a brand, all right? So I would say he has a brand. He gets random gigs, but he gets random gigs because that's what he chose to do, not because people don't ask for him. He just chose to randomly DJ. So I wouldn't put him at a 1 or 2. Emerging, let's see. He's starting an identity. I wouldn't say he's starting an identity. He know who he is, and he knows what kind of DJ he is. So I wouldn't put him at that point. Inconsistent. I wouldn't say he's inconsistent because he's constantly getting the same gigs. It's just him holding himself back, not stepping outside the box. So let's look at 5 to 6, a mid-build DJ. He has some recognition, still unclear. I wouldn't say it's unclear. It's him.
Yeah, he picks and chooses who he wants to DJ for, and he knows what he wants to DJ for. So he's above the 6 mark even.
Yeah. The growth stage.
7, 8.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm thinking he's a 7 or 8 because he has an identity. And then also, for those that's just coming in, he's also autistic. So he has this handicap, but he still finds ways to push past his handicap. And he's still finding gigs. So it's just him. So it's just a matter of, and that's one thing that ChatGPT did say. Now, when I did my score, and it gave me a score, he says a lot of DJs are harder on themselves. There's only a few that it's only a few that think that they are bigger than everybody else. But most DJs are very humble, and they see themselves lower than what they really are. So I'm thinking that's where DJ Cool Thing is, because I'm thinking he's up there with 7 or 8. It's just he can't fall into that trap of comparing himself to everybody else, and I think that's what we do anyway.
Yes.
I think I want to say I had a slide. Let me see. It's not a fade out message, but yeah, this is what was hindering me, and this is what was causing my anxiety. It was, we see gaps more than wins. So we see our faults more than wins, why we don't level up, why we stay stagnant. And then we're comparing ourselves to our future self. We have an idea of where we want to go, and instead of looking at our goal, we're looking at the process, and sometimes we defeat ourselves and hold ourselves back. And then this is where I fall in. to being in the transitional phase, confusion, going from being booked all the time, now going up, and now not being booked, or having people look at, come and call me. At least I'm getting to the end process. I'm seeing I'm getting, doing my sales pitch, at least saying what my price is and still staying in communication before I get the, well, you're kind of like out of our budget kind of thing. So I still see a win because I wasn't even getting that far. It was either they was booking me because, again, my prices were so low. Of course they wanted to go with me. But to now being steadfast and going and trying to level up. So that's a hard situation to deal with right now. But I have faith that it's going to come. And then comparing yourself to top tier DJs that's been doing it for a while. So we look at the YouTube DJs that seem like they're killing it online, but if you really think about it, everybody have a story where they start off. They didn't just come out the womb and then off the bat become the super DJ. Everybody has a journey, and sometimes we forget that again, that they had to start somewhere too and learn the ropes. And then when you look at their things, again, they could be just like what I'm going to do that audit. Now that I remember the word, they scrub their social media to fit that image that they want to portray. So all the other stuff that didn't go with their image or could hurt their image, they deleted it or didn't put it up there. So that's what we got to wrestle with. So cool thing, rate yourself higher than what you're thinking.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. The one thing is, I watch a lot of DJs on YouTube, other social media platforms too, and I want to get new ideas, and that's how we do get new ideas. But I never try to duplicate exactly what that other DJ is doing. You get the new idea and try to work and expand on it, or say, okay, well, this is what they're doing. I'm going to downsize it a little bit, or I'm going to upsize it a little bit. So you're not doing exactly what that other DJ is doing. There's DJs that are quick mixers throughout the whole course of the night. I quick mix, but it's only certain parts of the night. There's so many different things that we got to look at that we want to influence other DJs, and we're getting influence from other DJs too. So that's a whole thing right there in a nutshell. Again, I noticed Buddy's comment about the pricing. Honestly, I know a couple DJs personally. They put a price up on their website, $9.99. But by the time they talk to the couple, and the couple, if they sign them, by the time they walk away, they're at $35, $45, $5,500. But their price on the website's $9.99. So automatically they're calling this DJ because he's only $9.99. And if you sweet talk and keep sweet talking, you just keep on putting all these add-ins, and they charge actually for announcements. They charge for cocktail hour. They charge for dinner hour. It's like, all that is in my price. How could you charge for that when you're there, you're set up already? Chase, is that when you're there, you're set up, do you charge for dinner hour? Do you charge for cocktail?
No way.
No.
That's
This
crazy.
guy does, yeah. And everything's an add-on. His price is basically $9.99. It's just music. It's only from 7 to 10. That's it. I mean, anybody could do that. Basically, you're a jukebox at that point in time. That's all you are,
But again, don't hate the player, hate the game, because if people go and pay for it, then.
Oh, yeah. But again, I'm just saying, like, people get misled by seeing that price. That's why I don't put no price on my website, my Facebook page, anything. I want them to call me, ask me what the price is, and then I explain everything that's included. And that's my price. And if you want to book me, fine. If you don't want to book me, fine. They may go talk to that person that's selling it for $9.99. Next thing you know, they're calling me back because by the time they got done adding intros, adding cocktail hour, adding this, adding that, now we're up to 3,500 or $4,000, and they're calling me back and say, "Geez, Mike, you gave us a price that is nowhere near that other DJ's price." I'm like, well, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm staying busy. I mean, my price isn't low, but my price isn't killing people either.
Mm. Yeah, I just
going back to the statement about following different DJs. I had to stop following DJs. I used to be a huge Nick Spinelli fan, but I would fall into the trap of trying to duplicate exactly what some of these DJs were doing. And I was just like, I'm not being my authentic self watching these guys, and I'm comparing myself to these guys, trying to be these guys. So I just had to completely just go dark from any DJ content because it just wasn't really valuable for me personally, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to, because you were talking about the prices upping. I forget. I'm just going because we're coming to our 2 hour mark, and I don't want to go too much past
it. 2 hours.
Yep. Let me see. Oh, there was the prices on the website. I just saw what Buddy had said. Yeah, I put mines on there. Again, it goes back to trying to weed out certain clients, because at the same time, I want to talk to them, but I don't want to waste my time talking to people that we're not in the same ballpark. But when you really think about it, a lot of clients that I've talked to don't even look at the website. So it's almost like a mute point. It seems like it's more so for like wedding wire and a knot, where you can actually do like a filter. Other than that, they don't really look at my prices too much. They just call me straight up. So
I'm not knocking the knot or wedding wire, but you'll see these DJs at the end of the year and say, "Wow, I got the best DJ. I am the best wedding DJ," but they're not saying what they paid to be on the knot. They're not saying what they paid to be on wedding wire, and everybody that paid to be on the knot and on wedding wire, they all get that same piece of paper. They're the best DJ, best wedding DJ.
Yeah, the awards.
So I missed mine. I only got my one. But it's again, it goes back to, with that, it still goes back to perception and trust. So you basically buying a name so you can stick it on your website. So when they looking at who should I pick, so I pick no name that doesn't have any Google reviews on their website, or don't have the banners and stuff, or the person that have all the bells and whistles with the knot logo, the wedding wire logo, and the reviews. Automatically you think, without even doing much homework, that the person with all these accolades must be the best person. And then that's when they check your prices. Then you need to make sure that your prices match up with whatever the perception is. And then you got to make sure that you have the social proof to back that up. So again, there's 4 spots that couples look at before they even call you. So it's a plus and minus. Some people can get away without using the knot and the wedding wire. Some people know how to work it to their benefit. So you just have to find what works for you. And then once you find what works for you, just pimp the heck out of it. And just keep on doing it.
I booked a couple's wedding. They were from Hawaii. I booked another couple's wedding. They're from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I booked about 8 or 10 other weddings. They're from Southern New Jersey. I booked weddings from Allentown in Central Pennsylvania, which it's not far away from me, but it's far enough away from me. But I'm not on wedding. I asked a couple from Hawaii. I said, "How did you find me?" "Oh, we just Googled, wedding DJ in Northeastern Pennsylvania." I'm like, "I'm there?" "Oh yeah." "You have you get all these reviews." I'm like, "I don't even check that stuff. I I just out there to DJ to have fun, to have a good time, and make sure the couples have a good time. That's my whole thing. I'm not worried about if I'm getting if I have 100 reviews or if I have 10 reviews or if I have 5 reviews. I'm just there to have a good time, make sure the couple has a good time. Even the people from Allentown, I've done about 10 weddings for couples from Allentown. And the first thing they said, they just Googled, wedding DJs in Northeastern PA. My name popped up. They called me. I gave them a price. The next day they're calling me, booking me. I'm like, wow, this is great, So does it would it pay for me to join or not? I may get more gigs, but I'm 61. Do I want more gigs? It's like you gotta. There's good and bad from both ends of it.
All right, so I'm gonna run through this chat real quick. So Buddy says prices on your website. He also uses AI about pricing in your market. AI can help you see what others charge, what they offer, and how you're different. You should get good money for your hard work. And then Kelvin went on and says, one of his questions in his phone consultations is, what kind of car you drive? So, so if they say hoopty, probably should run. Don't deal with anybody with a hoopty. Because then Dan went on to say that he found that cheap weddings end up being more work. And
oh man, it's so weird. It works so backwards. You would think it'll be less work, but it's not. And then the luxury weddings, the high-end weddings, they don't ask for nothing. The low expectations. It's crazy. The man makes no sense.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true, Chase. Definitely.
And sometimes doing it for family, too. Family and friends.
Let me go there.
And then Buddy also made a comment, which I'm not going to read because we're not trying to go 3 hours. That's one. He put that trigger word in the chat on purpose.
No.
I read it.
Oh no.
Let me go back. My chat with Yup said you would get BS stuff. But I got it they gave it, was it 30-day free. So that's why I used it. So to price your services, he asked what they drive. But he says, know your market and who is your target customer. We said that earlier. And he said he talked about that on the round table before. It's like I've talked to people so many times and all these podcasts, I forget what was said, when was said, and all that stuff. Everything is blurred.
Yeah, sure.
Couple shuffle, they have 750. What's the 750 for?
Let me see. Where is that? Oh, it says, how much do you charge for your first event or wedding? That was a question from DJ Pretty Boy.
Okay.
Ooh.
750.
I start off more than that.
No, I started off like 500 because
I was 300. My first wedding was 300.
Yeah, because it wasn't that much because I went in with the DJ Randy. He had took me on and I shadowed him. So since we shared duties, but then he wasn't an expensive DJ anyway. And what happened now that he's retired, the people that he had DJ for that wants him, that he referred them to me, expecting me to do it at his price that he did way back when, pre-pandemic. And when I tell him my price, I'm like, well, we wasn't expecting that. And it's like, I can't do it. Especially because he's down there, London, Ohio. That's a nice little drive for me on top of that. And you all know how I am with driving at night going home. I'll fall asleep in a heartbeat. So yeah, if I was in a Nightmare on M Street movie, I'll be dead quickly. Let's see. I agree with Mike. get the details, then come up with a price.
Thank you, pretty boy.
Yep. Also, also if you don't put specific prices in your like on your website or like when you send out respond to a letter, at least put a range. Like I start here and it could go up to here based on what your needs are or something like that, so they can get an idea, so you can get rid of the BS leads.
Absolutely. And one thing with that, I will put like a budget on the contact form, and I'll start it at my start price. So like if they're trying to spend under my start price, they can't even select it. So they're like, oh, okay, I can't even work with this guy, and they just stop. Hopefully, they'll stop in their tracks.
And then Buddy went on to say, if you go to McDonald's, do they not have prices on the app? Even a steakhouse has prices.
Damn comparisons. You know, he apples and peaches and pumpkin and pie and Ford and Chrysler. Buddy, get off the comparisons, please. I go to restaurants.
Compare.
I look at a steak. Guess what? When you're at a fine dining restaurant, they have no price on their menus.
True.
It's just you're at a prime location. They don't have to put a price on it because they know you could afford whatever they're selling. You know.
Y'all are different over there, because I was like, no, if they don't have prices, you're not gonna screw me out of something.
I've been to a couple of them, and believe me, it's like when I got the price of it, I was like, wow, I could have cooked like 6 steaks at home for the price of 1 steak here, you know?
You make me want to take one of those bathroom breaks, and then instead of coming back to the table, slide out the door and keep on going.
The sad thing today is they have cameras all over the place, except for in the bathroom. So you might be better off staying in the bathroom to
I'll be just like my students. I'll be just like this. Walking out.
I understand the no prices on the website though, because I mean, if you're hiring a plumbing service for the house, I mean, they don't really got prices. You'll call them, inquire, and then they give you a range for the job. Come do the job, and then after the job, then you'll pay the invoice. So, and that's a service-based industry, which is more similar than a restaurant to us. But so yeah, I understand. I see it both ways for sure.
Yeah.
And then DJ Pretty Boy said that's more than he made for the $750 for his first wedding. And Buddy said, because that's what Tom said also, this generation doesn't want to chase down prices.
I have one question. Did you see that one from Buddy? Dwayne is on too many shows, LOL.
I didn't get down to that far yet.
I caught that. I'm like, wait a second, that's not like a sore thumb to me.
Yeah. Customers will will add to packages. You can get up there fast, just like a restaurant. Yeah.
I do kind of agree with that statement that the person said in the chat, where our clients now don't want to chase down prices. They'll rather just have all the information and be able to. Yeah, some of them might want to be able to make a decision, be able to book you without even having to talk to you, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it'll probably go in that direction more so with how AI will kind of change the culture. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Because remember, they're looking at you in 4 different places. So let's keep that in mind. Because when I updated my website, that's what the DJ Shammy, I want to make sure I say his name right, Shammy D had told me. It's like, when he looked at my other website, I was proud of it. I thought I did a great job. But he like tore it up. He's like, clients do not want to go and they have to scroll and do all that extra reading. They just want to get there and find the information that they want. Get there and move on. Because if they have to start searching all that, they'll click off and go to the next person real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be honest, for sure.
Yeah. That's the truth.
It says Dwayne is on too many shows, and I was 600 in 2008. Yep.
Oh, 600, 208. Shout out.
And then DJ Pretty Boy says the camera is fire. Nice purchase. So I'm saying, I think he's talking about your new
Yeah.
camera.
That and this little microphone, I'm amazed how this picks up. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm. And then he went on to say that we should have a Buddy versus Mikey Mike show. But we did that. He missed the episode. That was the episode of I'll find the episode. He gotta go back and read that episode. It's the one where he says he was talking about taxes and all that. Things that DJs don't think of. You need to go back and watch that video.
Yeah,
taxes is definitely on top of that list.
Mm-hmm. Things that DJs.
Oh God, yeah.
Yep. If you want me to do a reenactment, I can do it real quick. No, since I can't talk and Buddy's doing all the talking, I only been here. I only talked for 5 minutes, but you let Buddy talk the whole time. Peace. I'm out. So there's a reenactment. If you want to.
Hey, see you later. I'm out.
He wanted us to get into that James King. He wanted to get us into that James King kind of shows where we're going back and forth at each other.
I know. Yeah. I did watch James' show last night because Bar was on, and I follow Bar on YouTube, and he does put out content that's unbelievable, but he is totally opposite than what you see on YouTube. He is a very shy person, so it's like you see his videos, and then if you see him in person or talk to him personally, he's the opposite of what you see on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And then the last few ones, Buddy said we are in the service industry, and then they want prices. And then Diego was saying, "Oh yeah, he remembered that one, that episode."
Yes, we are in the service industry, just like Chase said. Plumbers, electricians, they don't have a price on their website. But if you need a plumber, you're calling and you're paying. You're not calling out looking for the cheapest plumber because your pipes are leaking. You want that plumber here ASAP. You're not so, well, okay, you're charging this much, so I'm going to call this plumber. Well, by the time you finally call a plumber, you got 6 inches of water in your basement. Electrician, all your circuits keep popping on your circuit board. You're not going to call for the cheapest electrician to keep going down the line, keep going down, turning your electricity on, off on the circuit breaker. You're calling. You don't care what you're paying. You may find out the hard way. There was another electrician could do it cheaper, or another plumber that could do it cheaper. So next time you go with that other plumber. Yes, we are in the service industry. But again, let them call you and you give them a price. That's how I feel.
Yeah. And then if you have a bunch of add-ons, it can be overwhelming to have everything on the website, and your clients are just reading, okay, I got to add this on and this on and this on. And it might just be easier to just explain that in a meeting. So, depending on the structure of the business, you can have it on the website or not have it. I think just depends on what you got going on, to be honest.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then Kevin just said he just put his starting price on his website. And then Diego said that Mike made a video saying why he left the show. Yeah, I felt I was watching a cool thing video. I was like, I didn't even do anything. I was trying to be nice because you was trying to talk and he kept interrupting you. So I played your music because everybody knows when I play your music that it's Mikey Mike's story time. So we need to be quiet.
Yeah. I just got so fed up that night. It was just like, all right, peace. I'm out of here. I couldn't get 2 words in with Buddy. It was just, You reminded me of an old lady standing on the corner trying to tell me about how much she's paying for the bus right downtown. You know, it's just I'm like, oh, lady, shut up. You know, let me get on the.
Because I had to let a few people watch that video. I was like, I didn't do anything. So I was like, was I wrong? Did I do anything wrong?
No, you did it. You were trying to be the negotiator and trying to keep everything calm, and then. Well, he just kept that rolling on. I mean, just like I said, just like the old lady, like standing waiting for a bus, and she starts talking. It's like, oh, please, I just want to get on the bus. And you're standing there with a hangover. You're like, you know.
And then it's like I have flashbacks of being jumping in front of these middle school fights, especially them girl fights.
Oh.
It's like they hit me more than they hit each other. I'm up there trying to stand in between, keeping them apart, and I'm getting like hit, scratched, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's students are terrible. I mean, Dwayne, I pray for every school teacher. I pray for every person in law enforcement. You guys are there. You have no weapons to protect yourself. At least a police officer has a weapon, but a school teacher. They have nothing, maybe except a couple pair of rubber gloves on them. So you start hitting with the rubber gloves, you know, do a Holly Mandel thing and put it over your head and blow it up. That's about it, you know.
And then, yeah, I did kind of like throw a cool thing up under there, but that's classic. That's why Cool Thing is famous.
Yeah. Hey, YouTube! It's DJ Cool Thing.
I guess
and
that's
I always
how
put that comment. I put the coolest DJ on the beach.
I guess that's how I became internet famous. When I felt I made it once he went at me and started calling me names and stuff. And I was like, I didn't even do anything. And what was bad about it, I'm sitting there watching this video and he's ripping this DJ. And I'm like, why would a DJ be talking about him and doing that? I was like, this DJ sucks and everything. And then when I came on the show, I realized he was talking about me, what I did. I'm like, dude, I'm like, well, I didn't do anything. And I'm up there saying, yeah, Cool Thing, you're right. That DJ suck. He should keep his comments to himself, not realizing he was talking about me. I didn't do anything.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just funny. This is one of those things where it was basically writing its own comedy sitcom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But then Diego went on to say it doesn't beat the episodes where you went to sleep. And then Buddy said something.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
That was out cold.
First time was scary.
Yeah, I know. You were texting me and calling me, and I was.
And then Buddy said, "Go ahead."
I think he's gonna do a smart thing. Put a QR code up for his pricings.
Okay. Yep. For his wedding show. Yep.
That would be a smart move because this way it's not. You're not giving out your pricing. You are, I mean, you're not. You know, it's like. Some people get scared when they see a QR code. Some people are like, well, hey, I want to check this out. So they'll check it out. So again, that's a thing to do. It just, today's world is so competitive. There's always something that's going to undercut you no matter what. Believe me, you could say $1,000 for this party and somebody come in and say $950. They're going to go with the $950 guy. You know, it's such a cutthroat business, and I wish it wasn't. I wish we could all basically, I know we can't all be the same prices, but be more supportive of each other and help that other DJ out that may need some help. If he needs some help with his website, if he needs some help with this or that, help him out. Don't cut him down for something that he may have did or may have said. Help him out with his pricing. If he needs if he's coming off like I'm charging $300 for a graduation party, well, no, maybe you should be charging this amount. Explain to him why he or she should be charging that amount.
Mhm. But that goes back to also our old episode about constructive criticism and this
Yes.
constructive criticism. Because remember, there's some
Yes.
people that don't want your help. So you gotta know when you're offering an opinion, if it's not being received, just to back off and not
Oh yeah.
not continue.
Instantly. Yeah.
So with that
That's
said,
that.
oh, Crossfire. I see
Hello,
he's here.
Crossfire.
Yep, it's been a while.
Yeah, been a second or two, man.
Yep, you just made it because we was just getting ready to leave. Because I guess our timekeeper, I'm like, what happened? He's slipping. He's supposed to tell us when it's 2 hours. I guess you got him worked up with your putting prices on the website and the 12% and all that.
Now, buddy, who's gonna make your QR code for you? I hope you're not paying too much for that, man. Chase, how are the venues out in your area? Are they big?
No, I would say most of our venues are medium size, being able to hold 170, 220 max. Basically, we don't have a ton of like large 350 plus kind of venues. No, I can't even think of a nice one. If they are 350 plus, they're like fairground type venues for sure.
That same thing around here. I mean, dance floors are maybe 12 by 18.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is basically compact. I see some of the venues that Buddy DJs at. It's like, oh my God, these things are huge. They're beautiful. It's unbelievable. But around here, I'm from the coal region of northeastern Pennsylvania, and everything back in the 40s, well, back from the 1800s, everything was owned by the coal companies. They built the houses, the coal miners lived in the houses, and went from there. And then everything was built at a smaller size. Even bars back then, and even venues, because they were having weddings back then, and everything was small, compact.
Absolutely. Makes sense.
Right. And then Buddy said after party, it's like, I don't know, because it's like, again, dealing with my folks' issues, and then trying to keep up with doing my DJ stuff, and then the show is like, I don't know, I can stay up late.
No, yeah, it's rough. I've been up the last couple nights after 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like I'm shaking my head by 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, come on. I'm up at 6:30 if I go to bed at 4 o'clock, and it's like, wow, what am I doing? Go back to bed, Mike. But no, I'm up.
And for those that's just coming in, they didn't realize they missed the whole beginning of the show. Chase is from Iowa. Huh?
So did I.
Yep. Chase is from Iowa, and then him and Dan know each other. If you watch Dan's video about vendors getting loose or vendors loose, yeah, you'll see those two in the video. Yep, and then it was DJ Chase's. He was the one that threw the party. So yep, they're in the same market.
Crossfire. Anybody here on the exit house? I think Buddy can answer that, right, Bud?
Anyone got the opinions on it? Matt said there, from what he did today, Matt said he likes it. He played like an EDM song. He played several different songs, and he said he was really impressed with it, with the price.
How much do they weigh?
Huh?
18s. How much do they weigh, the 18s? Because they look like they're a massive sub on them.
I don't know. I thought he had the 15s.
I think he does have the 15s, but the 18s just dropped, I think, yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
And they look like they're a huge, massive sub, and they're made out of beechwood. And I know beechwood is extremely, extremely heavy. And you're going to have to be a very healthy and strong DJ and put a weightlifter's belt on. You don't want to have a hernia operation, believe me.
Mm-hmm. And then Brentley had bought him, and he says they're solid. But this is the one thing that everybody keeps saying, though. They're good. They're great. Not good. They're great for the price. And that statement is what's kind of like steering me. It's like I had thought about, rushing out, getting them, but then they keep saying they're great for the price. So that doesn't automatically translate into they're a great speaker in general or better than what I already have. So it's one of those things where if I didn't have like the column arrays and I needed something on a cheaper end or a more budget friendly end, then I would get those.
They're not saying, oh, they're just as good as the EV, or they're not saying they're just as good as the QSE. They're good for their price range.
Right, and they say there's no comparison. It's almost like you're comparing two different things. Once you get into that, that's like a price jump.
Yeah.
What are you running, Chase?
I have this baseball system right now, 218s and 9-inch.
They're amazing.
It's the best system I've ever heard live. I am itching to get a little bit more because I do like the sound quality, but I don't know if my subs are loud enough for my preference. So I think I'm going to upgrade to the 21-inch subs that they have eventually one day.
Wow.
And then I'll be done. But yeah, I went baseballs. That's for my personal system, and I think I buy a lot of RCF Evoc 12s for my other DJs on the team because it's good enough.
Yeah. I mean, those bass boss are unbelievable. I mean, my God, the sound quality from them is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody that could touch them, and I mean, the sound is unbelievable. I'm a QSE guy and an EV guy, and they can't compare to the bass boss.
No, they can't.
There's no comparison,
And then Diego's
RCF.
Oh yeah, because I was going to say, Diego's asking, your bass boss, is that the 9-foot one from now?
Yeah, the speakers are the 9-inch speakers. And then I got 18-inch subwoofers from them. I forget the names of them specifically, but yeah, it's the 9-inch speaker. They only make one 9-inch speaker, so the 9-inch speaker that they have, and then the DJ 18-inch subwoofers that they have.
I think he's referring to, are they the newest bass boss speakers that just came out?
Oh no, I do not have the column arrays. No, I got like a regular.
Yeah. But still,
it's not the column array.
Oh.
The regular subs are there's nothing that can compare to them. I'm sorry, they're unreal. They're unbelievable.
I like what I've got quite a bit, for sure.
Definitely.
And Kevin said, if you he'll get them if you need a white. And then let me see. They were saying something.
Speaker.
Yeah. And then as far as the Exitons, Diego was saying, Matt was saying that they were solid and crazy. And Crossfire said 100-pound plus subs.
Oh
yeah.
I'm getting them for the gigs I do. Apparently they don't have the hums like the 15. So I'm gonna assume he's talking about the 18s, Exitons.
But a lot of that humming noise, might be coming from the venue, their electricity. Believe me, I've been to some venues. I had hums coming through my speakers, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And the best thing you do is you have to invest in I have it. I don't even know what the heck I have it. It basically it shows power that's coming in and it's coming out of your I can think of the name of it. Dwayne, I know you have.
I think.
Oh, I can't think of the name of it right off the top of my head, but that did help me out a great deal.
You mean something that's gonna like test the outlet?
Well, that's a tester, but this is like a surge protector, but it's not a surge. I can see it in my head. I
Oh,
know the name.
is it like a Furman
A Furman, yes,
conditioner?
power conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
That will help you out a great deal right there. I mean, some venues are so cheap they don't care about the electricity. I mean, I went to plug in one time into the wall, and in both receptacles, somebody broke off that little the third prong, the negative prong in the receptacle. You know, I spoke to the venue manager. I said, listen, both of those receptacles are no good. Well, you're the first DJ that told us that. I'm like, well, you can't plug into them. You know, there's no possible way. Like, unreal.
Yep. And then also I have it's a black 3-prong thing. It's X Hum. I've used that. So
Yes, that'll tell you as soon as you plug it in if it's good. I mean, all you have to do is have a bad ground. That's it. I don't care what type of system you're running. You're going to have that humming coming through it.
And then Diego said for the column arrays, they're $15,000 for the set.
The bass box, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then 2.5 hours, y'all crazy for sure. Yep, because I'm getting ready to end it.
Yeah,
I gave y'all half of what y'all was looking for, so you got
I
half of
appreciate it.
the extras. Because you see, Dan is like he can't wait anymore. He got to start eating, and my stomach is growling as well.
My arm is hanging. It's just like, ooh.
And then Kevin said BYOE, bring your own electric.
Brian S. registered a video on that. If you want to check that out, he had to hook up to a generator, a gas generator. Check out his channel. It's about electricity. I forget the title of the videos on YouTube, but check his out. It's one of his latest videos, and he's explaining everything about them. It's very interesting. It's a nice learning curve for everybody.
Yep, because you have posted on wait a minute. I'm going to get yelled at for this one. So yeah,
yes.
it was let me see. Boom. Show y'all. Boom.
I share basically all his videos on CUEITUP because
No, you do?
Yeah.
I'm like, Mike just posted. You posted all over Facebook.
Yeah, I think he is one of the most knowledgeable DJs, most level-headed DJs that isn't in competition with anybody. And if you have a question, if he doesn't have the answer, he'll get the answer for you, and he'll get it back to you. I mean, he has never ignored anybody that I know of. I mean, he sends out a response, if it might be through instant messenger. He may just it might be a topic that he never covered before, so he's doing a video on it. So you get your answer there too also. So I mean, he's one heck of a man, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
One hell of a DJ. Can't beat him.
Yep. That's why I was surprised that he answered back so quickly and came on our show.
Oh yeah, that's Brian. He is so down to earth and so true to his word. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. So is it called I'm going to get yelled at for this one? Is that it, Mike?
Yeah. I'm going to get yelled at for this one. That's the one. Yep, that's it right there. He had to plug that in. He plugged that into a little Ryobi one, but then he talks about how he had to plug in his system at the event into a gas power generator.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his friends, electronic engineer, and he explained everything to him about different forms of electricity and what to stay away from. It's very, very interesting. If you want to learn something, please go ahead and watch that video, and believe me, you're going to learn a lot.
Okay. And everybody's saying good night. So they giving us a cue. If they was like the security guard at our church, they'd be turning off the lights, flicking the lights on and off. It's like time to get out. So I'd like
Thank you all.
Yep, I would like to give our shout outs. And tonight's shout out goes to DJ Chase Martin. And you can follow him on YouTube at DJ Chase Martin. And if you haven't joined our Facebook group page yet, you can type in this long URL code, or you can just type in CUEITUP DJ Podcast in the Facebook browser, and you can join our private or group or public group page. You can follow DJ Mikey Mike on all his socials at DJ Mikey Mike on Twitter and Facebook, and then on Instagram at DJ Mikey Mike 45. And then you can follow me on all my socials at Hitman D-Dub. And then we have this thing called the DJ Collective Network, where it's one culture, many voices. Welcome to our primetime DJ lineup, a weekly schedule of live stream shows built for DJs by DJs. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, we've got the knowledge, the stories, and inspiration to help you level up. So to start our week off, on Monday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, for every DJ chasing dreams, no matter the odds, it's your time to spend with DJ Cool Thing. And then on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, join Buddy and his weekly guest panel of DJs for unfiltered conversations that matter. It's the DJ Roundtable with Buddy from TBM Productions. And if you missed the live broadcast, the live stream on Tuesday nights on Twitch, you can see the rebroadcast every Monday at 1 o'clock on his YouTube channel, which is at TBM Productions DJ 1. And then again, check out the DJ Biz School by DJ Night Owl, Sean. And then that's where you can learn all about branding, marketing, SEO, and strategy. And then when he's not doing that, well, I should say he's busy DJing now, and he has this new venture where he's selling photo booths. So if you're looking to add some serious wow factor to your events, check out the beta booth from Photo Booth Direct Club. It's got upgraded lighting and wiring and mirror faceplates that guests loves. And it even comes in a rolling luggage style case. So setup is a breeze. And the best part, with our CUEITUP code, you save $350. That means you can get it for just $1,645. So head on over to the photoboothdirectclub.com and grab yours now. And then he also has the Sigma Video Guest Book for $795. And it comes in red, black, and white. All can be purchased at the photoboothdirectclub.com. And then on Thursdays, it's the busiest night of the week. You have the CUEITUP DJ podcast with me, the Hitman D-Dub, and my friend DJ Mikey Mike. And we have guests come on to the show to talk about DJs, DJing, and our adventures to help everybody out. Then also on Thursdays, it's the Start to Spin DJ podcast with DJ Pretty Boy and DJ Shay. And then you can see Kevin live, Kevin from the chat, DJ K-Dog, on the KJ Chill Room karaoke chat with Matt and Eric. And you can join them live every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern at djntv.com/KJ Chill. And then we got to get Reese back on the show. We have the
Yeah,
Create the Vibes podcast by underscore DJ Reese underscore, where he talks about DJing and the corporate events. So make sure you remember to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. And then our fade out message for tonight is progress beats perfection. So just keep in mind, it's not where you at, it's where you going. So most DJs don't fail from lack of talent. They fail from lack of brand clarity, positioning, and direction. So a lot of DJs are better than what they think, and that's why I was telling Cool Thing, because I picked a low score when I saw the question, and I didn't have what constitutes a 1 through 10. I just picked it off of how I felt. I gave myself a low score, but when I ran it through Chat GPT, because I use Chat GPT so often, it knows my story now, and it knows all the stuff I was trying to upgrade. So it was able to point out things that I didn't even think to look at or forgot about. And so it says, yeah, you say you're a 5, but you're a higher. You're more into like a 6.5 or 7. You're in that building stage. So what you're experiencing now is not failure. It's just you're transitioning to a different tier. So you're feeling that results right now. Not being rejected, but being that people are trying to get used to your pricing, and then being that we're still trying to work on my social proof to kind of like back up my new pricing. And it reaffirmed the same thing that DJ Chase had told me earlier. Once I get all that stuff lined up, that I should start seeing, results, better results for myself.
Yeah, definitely you will. It's just one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. You don't want to take leaps and bounds. You want to make sure what you're doing it nice and at your pace. That's the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And since you use ChatGPT, I would ask ChatGPT to build out a business plan for the next 12 months, explaining where you are in business, where your struggles, and then it can kind of spit you out some suggestions that it wants you to do over the next few months and lay it out so that you got some pretty decent steps to start, doing better.
Yep.
I did use ChatGPT and just asked like a price range of DJs in northeastern Pennsylvania. It came out from $800 to $1,500. Then it had a next tier from like $1,600 to $2,800. Then it went from $2,800. It stopped there and then started like at $6,000 to, I'll just say $10,000. But it skipped over 29. Well, dead on the price ranges for the DJs in this area.
Okay. Yep, it says your internet connection is unstable because you all froze for a second. So that's even Zoom telling me it's time for me to jump off before it goes all the way out. So again, thank you, Chase, for coming on.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Would you be open to coming back sometime?
I'll be down for sure. Let me know.
Okay.
Definitely. I get to talk to you more. I'm sorry I was late tonight. I'm looking at my hand right now and it's actually swollen. So I'm like,
I know. I heard that you just got surgery like 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, I had triple hernia surgery. All
right, there we are.
He's back.
Yep. I just caught the tail end, so I just wanted to end this, make it official, play our little song and stuff. So again,
is your internet freezing up on you?
It just started just recently.
Yeah, I looked on my hand, and my hand is even swollen.
Whoa.
I'm like, yeah. Well, I mean, she said it was right down into the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And all you heard is clip. She had like these big pair of toenail clippers, and you could hear her clipping, and just now you're gonna feel some pull. I'm like, okay, no problem. Then all of a sudden I could see, like, I can feel it in my muscle, in my upper arm here. So I guess that muscle's attached to that muscle. When she was pulling, that muscle was moving that muscle too. I'm like, oh boy, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, are you okay? I'm like, listen, I don't care what you do. You don't have to give me another needle. If it starts hurting a little too bad, I'll give you a thumbs up. I'll just tell you, hey, shoot me up with another needle. But I said, I can deal with it, you know?
Okay. So let's head on out before we
yeah, definitely
get cut off again. So I'd like to thank everyone for sticking with us and watching our show. And then again,
Definitely.
I'd like to thank DJ Chase Martin for joining us tonight. And we're going to have his partner, Dan from the Shuffle Couple. Maybe we'll get both of the Shuffle couples to join the show next week. Because he has an interesting story of how he got into DJing and all that. So I'd like to pick his brain as well. So
it's like, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Because I was
like I said before, it's nice to watch YouTube and different DJs, what they're doing and how they're doing and how they're growing and how they got into the business. But then again, don't duplicate them. Be yourself. But take what they're doing and expand on it. Just try something maybe a little bit different than what they're doing, but you'll do great, you know?
Yep. So
don't ever be afraid to ask a question.
So with that said, we're going to head on out. Again, remember, before it's time to spin, you got to first cue it up. So make sure you go out there, have a blessed weekend, and go out there and crush those gigs and continue to build your DJ brand.
And happy Valentine's Day to all the wives, the mothers, girlfriends, whoever you are. Happy Valentine's to every woman out there.
Yep. All right. Take care, you all.
Peace.
I'ma rise like the sun while the world still sleeps. Scouring the sights looking for new leads. Marathon gigs with no in between. Your worth is from a rear view they seen. They wanna party, but I'm battling fatigue, chasing passion while my mental is still out on leave. It's an everyday hustle, so respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Cue up the pressure. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. Pressure. Every dollar earned got a story to tell. Dreams in the booth where the DJs dwell. Clubbing is a struggle like it's all I've got. Set it up, break it down, travel to the next spot. Ambitions, the engine stay sharp like a tool. Revving through my gigs, power drinks is fuel. It's an everyday hustle, we'll respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. The pressure. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. 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 Cue up the pressure. The pressure. Cue up the pressure.